We're at the Versus Games test event here in Oviedo, Florida, and
Round
we're going to have
5.
you the next round. So how was the last few matches? I was on the table watching them in
It was
person.
a little weird. Obviously, we made a blunder on stream, so we had a correction.
Yeah.
Isaac was the one that won that battle. So great.
Yes.
Exciting.
Isaac, the local hero. Yeah.
Oh,
He's
did you really? Yeah.
No, he's a long-time other game player.
Yeah. I played him a couple
So
times. Nice guy.
what happens is, because I was watching the game, that Jonas didn't see a way out. So at that point, it was moot to he couldn't win the crackback.
Yeah.
So what he told me, word for word, is that basically he was expecting the beige because he got bottomed. So he played around the beige. So he expected a very big trigger. So whatever he beiged, he would have done up the other character, and that would have been it. But I guess at one point he bottomed life another card, and that was the pudding. And that's nothing relevant. So he went too wide, and because of that, he got screwed up because he was able to get counter out of that way easily.
Right.
So whereas if he would have gone it the other direction and just went for it, then he would have won. He ended the game early because he realized there was no way out, and how it ended on the crackback, it looked like Isaac conceded, but in reality, Jonas is the one that conceded because he had one left. He had, I think, he had a blocker or something. He didn't have enough, so he just let it go rather than drag it on for another turn. And
in hindsight, it was like, well, all the details. I'm like, yeah, it makes complete sense, right? The counter worked out to 9, 8, and on the clapback, right?
Yeah,
so definitely a blunder.
Kikunojo, Pero, Big Mom, Katakuri. Too many cards on board. There is not enough counter in the Sakazuki deck to fight that.
that you mentioned, for instance, Isaac pitched that as counter. He had to in that one instance.
Yeah, I don't think he realized.
I think Isaac mentioned as well to me that he was really trying not to play that reject out of hand if he could hold on to it as long as he could, right? Potentially using it for the end. So that was, and then the round before that. If we get some varied decks, that'll be cool, right? Because we're going to see a lot of Sakazuki.
So single, what I call it is point of singularity, where we're reaching the black and blue decks, or just mono black and so on. So we always try to have something a little bit different that you guys can enjoy, because ultimately we're going to get to those colors, unfortunately. Like the red deck era with Whitebeard and Sorrow.
Closer to the end, right? We're not going to see.
So I mean, there could be a situation where we have a new color win. We did have a Dofi win at Gen Con out of nowhere. So
Ryan and I were talking earlier. What deck do you want to see win today?
Cross already lost. So speaking of Cross, he's like right over there in the
I think I know where you're going at, and I agree with you.
He is the X3 King over there, and the man was cooking the entire weekend.
Yamato.
For Yamato.
That's mine as well.
And he was asking for...
Well, that's my wild card pick.
For 9-cost Sorrow.
I would love to see it win.
Yeah,
I don't know that it's in even the realm of likely. That's what I want to see win.
Oh, I love Yamato. I love the way that it plays, and it's such a varied deck that you could play it in so many different ways. Sky Island package, Wano package, Don Quixote package, with a drop kid, all aggro. There's
like
so much variance.
It definitely has its own multiverse of decks, right?
Yes, it's not like Saka where every deck is 3 cards off.
Something else
is 3 cards off.
I'm not the biggest experienced Sakazuki player, so what I've noticed is like a lot of people were initially, like the beginning of Sakazuki, not using the stage. Now it seems a lot of people are on the stage.
Yeah, so the stage it was a card that was already there, obviously, but people don't find things until like it gets played out. So what happened is that there was a regional in Europe, and the Italian players from Team Cape 2, they played the stage, and they topped the May Day 2 in Top Cut.
And put it on the map there.
They
for other
put it on the map.
players, right?
I think they were all playing the Sakazuki build with the stage.
Okay.
And in their theory, it's like, well, it's good against Katakuri because it can chip down 2 costs immediately, and it's a consistent always 1 down. So that's how they played it off, and that came to over here, and it transitioned. So every now and then there is like something that they cook in Europe, they bring it here, and vice versa. So yeah.
No, it's a real like the thought behind it, and more to their skill. People that are practiced with Moria or Sakazuki, like you have to do a lot of grinding with these decks to really find these niche little techs. And I think that's the potential that those colors bring: a lot of skill, a lot of tech possibilities, and get the edge on your opponent.
Yeah. So basically, like, it's going to come down to these 2 decks being like the top ones more consistently because of how they play. Like Sakazuki is just amazing at being consistent because of the draw power that it adds and the cycling. And we're going to get Yamato and Gecko Moria.
Hey,
so there we go.
No Saka this time, but that's okay for a fresher face on stream, the Yamato.
It's a very similar thingamajig. The Gecko Moria plays a similar kit. Some play Rebecca Hina, some don't. They play exclusively Thriller Bark.
Similarly, again, like touching on, like you need the practice and experience. I don't have strong aggressive opinions to be like, no, Rebecca Hina all the way. Or
look at that production value.
You know, Woo, great.
That looks fantastic. We have Konnor, and Konnor's a Yamato player. Alrighty.
Let's see what kind of spice this Gecko Moria is
Ped.
packing. Whether it's going to carry a Rebecca Hina package, maybe go straight Kuzan focused, maybe. I like Kuzan so much, but I can't. Again, I don't know what's better. It depends on who you ask, in my opinion. Both rocking the alt art leaders. Beautiful Yamato art.
Who's the guy in the suit? He looks pretty fancy.
I don't know.
Is he the third player?
That's high.
Wait a minute. Are those? I think that is new. Are these hand cams? Did they use
Are you
those
noticing the hand cams now?
Did I not see him last time?
Oh, Diego? Feast your eyes.
My guy. No, I think what happens is that they were not there at the beginning.
No, this is good. I'm watching you like just light up as the.
Yeah, it's like no. I mean that's super. Oh, okay.
We had this conversation with someone like, not, this is one of those like you're in the future. You know you're in the future because we have hand cams.
No. So basically earlier I saw like the aspect ratio of the video didn't quite match up. So I was like, putting the hand cam in to fill in the blank.
Your eyes were bothered.
Well, I was also on your side there. Maybe I didn't catch it.
Yeah.
If it wasn't there and it's there now, amazing. But yo, that's great actually. This is really cool.
I was going to say, like, you and I have been playing card games for a very long time, but this kind of technology, streaming and all, it's come such a long way.
Yeah,
it's so cool now.
Paper results, paper deck list. Some places still do it, and some can't get it done efficiently.
Streaming wasn't a thing at all.
Yeah.
You know? We played our card games with rocks.
Man, we're in a day and age of video rental stores.
Oh.
That's all we are.
Result, what does Yamato get? Bigger than a 4. You won the coin flip. First or second, Yamato, go. I think it takes second, right? I want second against Sakazuki, I believe.
What? I don't. Is
what
that Yamato Godzilla?
What did you say?
No, the sleeve.
Oh, I see
Just
what
trying
you're
to
trying
figure
to
out
make
what it is.
I can't make that out. Yeah.
It's definitely Yamato, but I think it's
there's
just
some there's some horns on there, but I can't tell.
I think it's dressed like a kaiju. Interesting.
No, Yamato taking first in this matchup.
Yeah,
against Moria.
so
okay. Off to the races.
I mean, the one thing I like about Yamato,
Wano variant.
it might have
Maybe
like a drop kit, but what I like about it, it's that you don't fear playing a drop kit on 8 and having me useless because when you play, you do Yamato effect, boom, you get your
that's
Insta-Dawn.
true.
So that's super safe.
Yeah, I played Fortress a little bit, and man, it just
Fortress
feels
is
real
fun.
bad when you put down that 8-drop kid, but in one fell swoop, they just instantly deal with it. It's removed.
So we'll see. Like one tech card that Cross was playing was Zoro. I don't think something people are on that right now.
Yeah, the trigger Zoro.
Usually it's the Zoro, the 9-drop secret rare.
That
was the
I
tech
love
for this
that
weekend. But the top end on Yamato, like Hody should be counter out. Yeah, you want to get
counter out that first swing.
Some decks want to just take it really, but there's a 5 life leader, so maybe not. And Searcher to Searcher.
No real need to take it this early.
Yeah, you gotta unlike the other searchers like Tashigi and Brand New, the green ones rest and surge. So you gotta get rid of them ASAP.
There's that Prono. Surely we're gonna get that out.
He trash for a counter. He plays it out, mills the card.
Forcing a trash card from Yamato's hand.
Forcing the trash, and he's playing it at
Hody.
at 7.
See a Hody gone.
So that's a lot of cards to lose right now. So he had no chance but to let it go and take it.
That's one less fish in the sea.
See, we have even Ted saying, I like his sleeves.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, we're back to Yamato's turn.
Oh, yeah. Not even an Onami just for that. No, we're just going to go straight in.
Big
for
Yamato.
double
Yeah,
set.
it's too many cards to commit to.
Yeah.
So, and also, it's not banished like a secret rare character from OP01. It just goes back to your hand. So, it could be your greater option. It could be your, I think I see which one he attached to. But
now that you bring up that particular Yamato character, I mean, again, more of the, there's so many variants of the Yamato deck. What if they did splash a single copy or something of that,
that was definitely a play back during OP01 where they were sitting on 8-drop kit and then playing the secret Yamato and just banishing for life every time because it was just that good.
Did we just see a Sugar?
Yeah, so it's Don Quixote family in that case.
Oh,
so then
Sugar resting
so then
blockers
you play,
pretty good.
So it's double searcher, or is it a tech putting? Sorry, not putting sugar. I keep getting
Right.
those
I
two
think
mixed
it's
up in
just it may
names.
just be a tech sugar
Yeah,
just to rest some stuff in
yeah,
addition
because
to
you don't get the
EZO.
effect,
the secondary
opponent.
effect,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, you're
unfortunately,
not a double.
unfortunately.
But sometimes resting a blocker is just good enough. Sometimes when you're a double
Oh,
attacker,
absolutely. Yeah,
you know.
does the rest of 4 or a 3? I don't fully. I think it's
Four,
a 4.
four
So
or less.
that's your Borsa right there. That's
Yeah,
already
it's
pretty
just more
goated.
it's just more EZO. You know, you
could
can't do a
also
5 or less,
so
but
you can target out the Sabo,
no,
but the
same thing.
Borsa.
Nothing's that powerful.
And
Hodie's the only answer for the Sabo.
something I've quite noticed from my time in their B&B with the guys is like the famous "What That Dog Do." They're playing the dog, the zombie dog.
What the dog
the
doing,
two blocker
dude?
is like
That's it.
wait a minute.
Can I pet that dog?
Oh, and now it's
Yep.
my boy.
It becomes a 9K swing on that Sabo blocker to get rid of that. Yep, we're not going to save that.
Oh, yellow, green, Yamato doing
And these games with
things.
Yamato can just go so quick, right? Because that double attack
so
just forces so many.
once it gets to
situations.
1, it's kind of moot because double attack does not handle
right? It's
the next life, whichever. Like say you're playing against an L and you swing, you only take the 1 life. You don't take the second one because that's after the fact. There are some nuance then you can, like if you what is the word for the Amaru trigger.
Oh, we're seeing the attempted
that's the
removal
one.
of this this Enel. I really do like the Enel because it is kind of sticky. It's hard to remove for some decks. Like Sakazuki has to so much to even and they'll
Pitch sewer. Okay.
down a 2 for sure. Surely this Enel is gonna not get saved, but yep, we're gonna keep it around.
Alrighty.
Cool. And that Enel gets a swing again next turn.
Yep. So
as Yamato, do you think you care about this Perona that's sideways here? You just
well,
go for
if
body,
it's there, it means you can't take your card off your hand. So Moria is one of those decks where it's like the way that I see it. If they're engraved, they're a toolbox. They're like your Swiss Army knife per se.
Yep.
So having
we're
them
just
on
going to give him a
board,
Perona back to harass with later.
Yeah, there is no benefit from having it on field because either way, eventually.
Yeah, we're going
Let's
straight
assume
for face.
this might be. I think this is the aggro build based on the NL, so there may not be.
Yeah, it's weird,
drop
right? Because we saw a Wano package. It's weird. I typically attribute Sky Island to be more of the aggressive build. Wano would be somewhere in middle ground.
Yeah, and a Hiyori with the cycle, and well, we have.
There's so many cards you can put into this list. It's so creative.
Yeah, Konnor is 4-0, so he's here for a reason at this point.
9 swing.
So we're definitely not questioning it. So whatever works for him.
We did see a Hodie hit the trash earlier too, so we got to think. I don't know. Does Konnor have another one later? Resting some blockers and going for that.
He
lethal.
should. Usually, when they trash a key card, it means they have extras. Normally, unless it's like a really bad break of a hand, you know.
You hope that's what your opponent
And we
thinks.
have the Hiyori. We got a blocker, locked and loaded. That beautiful art of the Momonosuke. And it's one of those things where, like, if you are not a fan of the show or a viewer or reader, you're like, wait a minute, isn't that the kid from OPO1? What's happening here?
That was me because I'm not current, so I'm just like I'm not going to ask any questions here. But
yeah, or like people that they're not caught up and they see Buggy on the starter deck and it says Warlord and it's like, hey, yo, what?
Well, someone's like, oh, well, there's a 2-year time skip. I'm like, wait a second, this is an adult though.
Yeah, people would hit hard.
All right, we're going to reduce that NL. We're going to try to remove that again.
And unfortunately, to mono black decks, they don't have a bottom decking mechanic. So it's not something that Sakazuki can.
Sorry, Gecko.
Yeah,
no
Gecko,
bottom decking with you.
So like right now we have Yamato with 2 lives, so they can use sack the Hiyori.
Plays an Echo Mamushi. I see that in here.
And there we go.
So yeah, definitely more of a Wano build with the NL.
Great Eruption.
Further reduced.
He's still very downed up right now. All right. 6 step 2.
Another Absalom. Yep.
And try number 2.
Are we going to trash the life this time? I don't think it's worth it.
Nah, it's in too deep, right? I don't think so. He would. Oh, it's kind of what's live
Yeah.
for swinging. And it is a 5 to 5K leader, so it's not like Whitebear math or RP Luffy math. These are
Yeah, we
all
still have got some Dom
valid
up here.
targets to attack. And he's got, what, 6
Yeah.
left? No, 1, 2, Great Eruption. He has like, it's like 10
Konnor
left,
has
I think.
some counter in hand,
Yeah.
but I mean, there's also cards in there he wants to play, right? There's an Amaru,
Yeah.
so that's not a counter. There's a Sab, no, Neko Mamushi in hand. There's one.
What I'm concerned is
2K and Hiyori.
does Konnor not, did he not have enough gas to like straight up play everything out and just swing, swing, swing? He let it go. Okay.
Well, this makes me think if he lets it go, like, is he so concerned that he doesn't have like a big swing, a way to close out the game later? He had to trash that Hody early, right? So it's like, does he have another Hody?
And now he's behind another
Oof.
5 blocker, and that
Sabo
stinks because
effect active.
yeah. Well, no, the Hody gets around that. I believe.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The
Yeah.
Hody rested.
It'll be able to rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's an easy peasy one.
Yeah.
So that's fine, but he has to clear the 2 life, which a leader can do, but that's a big down investment because of all the cards in hand that has over here.
That board on Ted's side is so scary because you can't just remember that Zoro character you mentioned before. You can't like just safely drop that and then chill.
Right.
It's not safe. You have a Momo blocker, sure, but
yeah. So that's why I was saying the Fortress build is probably more favorable in a lot of matchups. So, and also it hasn't gone to the point where Ted is playing Gecko Moria, the 9 drop. Sorry, the 8 drop, 9K. Yeah. So that's another rough situation, and he's he is playing. Yeah, I know he had it in him. Yeah, but is he gonna try and go for board or
just the 3 cards in
swing
hand on
out?
Ted?
Takes a life. Yeah,
Yep,
as
you
part
gotta
of the
take the life,
effect. It's mandatory.
You have a blocker,
And
but this
2
is just scary.
He is gonna go for it. He's shooting his shot. All right, so that's a boost. I'm assuming he put it on Yamato, I think, right?
Yep.
So Yamato 6, 9 takes a double swing, but that's a lot of cards in hand
Leader
now.
skill 2 on the. Oh, I see.
Oh,
8K swing.
Momonosuke.
And then nice.
Yo.
Yep.
Man.
You got that Momo swing in this. Yeah, base it's at 6. So with that Dawn investment,
that was spicy.
that was great.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what? A lot of blockers sometimes you just oversee them, and it's like,
And
nah.
the Yamato getting in there with that spice. There was like, all right, the Russian L, right? The Wano package. Like, so many things going on in that deck.
Yeah, that was great. That was great. We felt the title of the game was leaning towards the Gecko because of that, but that is just the aggression and the tempo that Yamato puts out because, like, we sat down and we got rid of the 5 drop blocker.